Thanks for joining us today for a Star Telecom unboxing of Genesys Cloud release notes for February 9th, 2022. Again, today we've got Alec Durasic, our resident workforce management expert, and Edgar Quadra, our solutions consultant, and we'll be talking about these new feature releases from Genesys Cloud.
Thanks, everyone. This is Edgar Quadra here, a solution consultant, Star Telecom, and today, we're talking about the February 9th release notes. So probably the biggest one, and maybe the biggest one of the year, I'm calling it right now, is in the contact center, the introduction of Agent Assist in right now select regions. But what this is really getting Genesys into the conversational AI space. So if I do a quick little overview here for everyone. So it's so fresh, and it's actually a kind of more of a complex feature to kind of get up and running here, but basically what it is directly inside the agent interface off to the right here, where we're used to having all our regular agent tools. There's going to be now via real-time voice transcription. So under the Agent Assist, using Google Dialog flow, Google's going to be in real time transcribing the voice conversation, and then at the same time, in the back end, pulling articles, frequently asked articles that are built within, and Google uses to pull that information, matching what's currently being said in the conversation. So that's fairly huge, I think. And you guys, I'll have to buy you coffees if this is not the biggest or one of the biggest features releases of this year. There is, like I was mentioning, a lot of work that kind of needs to be done in the back end. So the Google Agent Assist kind of needs to be set up on the back end. There's actually also Google pricing that needs to be accounted for when we start working with this for anyone there. But once that's all set up here, from the agent experience, it's actually quite simple. Along the top there on the right hand side of the tools, there's a little Agent Assist button. They click on it, it opens up the Agent Assist panels, and then from there the real-time voice transcription happens. The triggers and suggestions happen in there, and then those suggestions, I think, will have links to further show more information about that particular article. And then finally, as an agent, they can provide feedback. So to see if, okay, was that a useful document or article to be presented during that time of that conversation? And then this will further enhance the accuracy and kind of the whole machine learning on the back end. So a very cool feature. Guys, any comments on it?
Yeah, this is AI at its finest. And happening in real time, that's something that really only Google or Amazon could pull, basically. This requires a huge amount of back-end horsepower.
Anything to add there, Rob? No?
No, that's good.
Good. Excellent. Okay, so the next one here is Architect system and user prompts now available within the Dialog engine for the bots. So basically, during voice bot interactions here, those flows can now pull directly the prompts from system and user prompts that are already created within the Architect tool. So again, that is helping streamline efficiencies and consolidating some resources for creating to get your Dialog engine bot up and running quicker. Comments there, guys?
It just speaks to the control that Genesys gives people for configuring and customizing their own world. People hear that we can let them control messages, IVR prompts, and they think on hold messaging, but they never think about how powerful it can be. So it just opens a world for people to use everything in their power. So it's very good.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Rob. I'll just hold off on the workforce management. Let me just talk about this next one, and then Alec, you can go ahead and take over the last two because they are in your wheelhouse. So here, there's the routing API is being updated once again, allowing developer here to update the language skills for calls that are currently in queue. So pretty powerful stuff here where and it keeps showing again the further development that Genesys is doing from feedback from the community, adding those abilities right now within the API to change language skills. Okay. So now, Alec, I'll hand it off to you so you can talk about those two workforce management objects there.
All right. Thanks, Edgar. Awesome stuff happening in this week's updates, really. Yeah, and pretty much everything that's going to be presented, and that was presented the first one, it's kind of falling into the shadow of the first update that we have seen today. But still, we do have some interesting things happening, and extremely useful things happening also on the WFM front. So the first one is basically the workforce management shifts and shift history management enhancements. So this is really something that has been long needed, and it's going to give us the possibility to actually save a history of up to 100 changes in between two saves. So let's just demonstrate that it's pretty straightforward, really. We do have two possibilities. So let me just go in a different view, and let's imagine that we want to check on the historical of the changes that happened on this specific shift for this specific agents from published version to published version, right? So I simply go to view agent history, and we had only one variation, although what you cannot see and what we're going to demonstrate right now is that in between these two, we had a number of small edits happening. So the breaks were not at these specific points. The shift was even longer, so the paid hours were different. And we now have the possibility to not only dial back to a previous published shift version, but also to kind of handle that in our editing shift. So let's actually reduce the shift length, and let's remove this break, and let's add a meeting, for example. And let's select the shift for once again and go to view agent history. And right now we can see all of the edits that we have made in this actual editing session, and we can always dial back to any of these. In addition to this, we obviously have the undo feature. We also have our redo feature, so we can go backwards and forwards in regards to those edits. So let's check on this once again, so we can see those specific edits. But as soon as we hit publish, we're actually going to lose that mini historical of all of the edits that we have made, and we're going to be able to select only from the published versions of this specific shift. And yeah, so the limitation is 100 steps. So you can basically keep a history of 100 changes per shift per agent, which is still extremely huge, and it's going to be super useful, especially if you're kind of working with larger teams, having more than 30 people, 40 people, and you had a configuration set up and you just lost it because, I don't know, maybe you thought that you're going to be overstaffed or understaffed at some point. So it's really useful to kind of have the possibility to actually dial it back, and then for individual agents, and you don't even have to dial back the whole schedule, but you can target those specific shifts. Any thoughts, guys?
No, not really. I think it just gives people far more visibility into what they have done, and I can see people forgetting about something, and this is a good reminder. But definitely, more information is more powerful.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So the next one is a deprecation that's going to be active on April 12th. So it's so far only announced, and as it states, workforce management time off requests for non-consecutive days deprecation. So right now, the process of requesting time off days is that we can simply go to our time off calendar, and let's say we want to request vacation for let's say from March 1st to let's go from March 2nd to March 15th, for example. And yeah, these are continuous days, these are full days. So we're basically requesting a whole block of off days, of vacation days. And obviously, if Genesys is integrated with any external HR platform, that's going to probably be a problem in the payroll, right? Because Saturdays and Sundays and generally off days, well, generally days on which the agent is off are going to be counted as vacation days. So in order for this not to happen, and in order to ease well, basically that administrative part of managing time off requests, the new feature. So the new format is going to be that we are going to, if we're off on Sunday and on Saturday and on Sunday, we would have to request vacation days from Wednesday to Friday, and then request another block of consecutive days for next week. So we would be placing another request for Monday 7th to Friday 11th. So it's really a minor change, but yeah, it's definitely going to improve the life of all HR admins out there. All right, any thoughts, guys? Any questions, maybe? And this is a really straightforward thing, really. It's just a minor change in how agents are going to have to request their time off.
Okay, nothing from me.
That's good. A little bit of cleanup.
All right.
That's fine. All right, so that's it for this week. Thanks, Alec. Thanks, Edgard. Thank you very much, everybody. And we look forward to seeing you again next time.